Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Cowboys news, Cavante Turpin hungry for more with new contract. The Cowboys paid Cavante Turpin to continue his playmaking ways. It's a blessing come true, man, said Turpin shortly after officially putting pen to paper. Being in all the leagues I've been through in 5 years, it's just a blessing come true, and I want to thank God for the blessing. The journey to this point has been an arduous one for Turpin, to say the least. From his days at TCU, he has worked to climb into the favor of any NFL team that would give him a chance, dominating in the USFL and being named MVP before the Cowboys front office saw all they needed to before adding him to the roster in 2022. He'd literally have no time to recover and rest between transferring leagues, but he was still able to earn Pro Bowl honors in his first year as Cowboys returner. And before his stint in the USFL, Turpin grinded it out in an attempt to make a name for himself with the now-defunct Frisco Fighters, the Glacier Boys of the also now-defunct fan-controlled football league, and even took his chances in Poland as a part of Panthers Wrocław in 2021. Yes, Poland, because dedication demands action. Having overcome so much to achieve 2 Pro Bowl honors and 1 as a first-team All-Pro in 2024, a year in which he also led the league in kickoff return yards, and one that featured his now legendary spin move return for a touchdown that helped deliver a massive upset against the Washington Commanders in Week 12, Turpin has a message for anyone fighting to prove themselves in any facet of their life. Keep faith in God and keep faith in yourself, like I did, he said. It's always been a blessing just to bet on yourself. Go out there and do what you can do. The Dallas Cowboys can also use their comp picks as trade bait for other players. As the league settles into a new year, they are doing so with all of their ducks in a row. On Tuesday afternoon, the NFL set the final bit of pieces in motion for the upcoming 2025 NFL Draft and announced compensatory picks for clubs. The Dallas Cowboys picked up 4 compensatory picks, 3 in the 5th round and 1 in the 6th. The Cowboys began Tuesday with 6 draft picks to their name, so now have a total of 10. Even with compensatory picks added in, they still do not have a 4th-round selection. In case you forgot, the Cowboys sent their original 7th-round pick to the Detroit Lions during the first round of last year's draft when they moved down. However, they did get 1 back from Carolina in the Jonathan Mingo trade. That's where Dallas' 4th-round pick went. The front office has spent more than last season on outside free agents, but is that enough? A fan base yearning for the Cowboys to adopt a different offseason approach, a following convinced things would turn around if only management spent more money in free agency to sign a big name or two, won't be appeased by what's taken place. Voids, to borrow a word owner Jerry Jones threw out last week, still exist. The most notable is in the secondary. But there's a difference. 9 free agents have been retained, meaning the liquidation sale held at the Star 1 year ago is no longer active. The club has agreed to contracts with 4 free agents outside of the organization, doubling the number of players Dallas signed in this phase last offseason. Does this mean the Cowboys have been twice as productive? That remains to be seen. But as the soft opening to free agency comes to a close and these moves go on the books Wednesday, the Cowboys have been more active than usual. Again, no big names here. The only starter signed in this flurry could be defensive tackle Osa Odigizwa, along with Pro Bowl return man Cavante Turpin. But some quality depth has been retained or added. The Cowboys can approach the number 12 pick in the first round of next month's draft the way it prefers, insurance at enough positions that it's not forced to elevate need over talent. Cowboys laughably sign former first-round bust after losing stud defender. While a bunch of overpaying has happened in the first wave of free agency, the Dallas Cowboys have hardly spent a nickel. Most teams in the NFL are still shopping on the top of the market. Despite clearing nearly $60 million in cap room last week, the Cowboys have apparently moved to the 5th and 6th waves of free agency. That's what their most recent reported signing suggests anyway. The Cowboys have reportedly signed defensive end Peyton Turner, per ESPN's Todd Archer. While Turner has an abundance of upside he has yet to tap into, this is a highly underwhelming response to losing the versatile Chauncey Golston, who inked a 3-year, $19.5 million deal with the Giants on the first day of the legal tampering period. If it's any silver lining, Turner is coming off the best season of his career. He posted 2 sacks, 4 passes defended, 2 forced fumbles, 13 pressures and a 70.8 PFF pass rush grade. The Saints unsurprisingly declined his 5th-year option last offseason as he played a combined 15 games over his first 3 seasons. He tore a ligament in his foot in 2023. The injury required surgery and a long rehab. It continued to bother him this season. There is something to be said about taking a flyer on a former first-round pick. However, this move is a sad continuation of Dallas trying to improve by bolstering the bottom of their depth chart. Signing former Dolphins guard Rob Jones kickstarted that process on Monday. The Cowboys are clearly hoping something clicks with Turner, who was born and raised in Houston and played his college ball for the Cougars. Maybe a change of scenery and, hopefully, a clean bill of health get the job done, but there is little evidence to suggest it will happen. That isn't to say Dallas holds Turner and Golston in similar regards, and it doesn't mean they won't go out and sign another pass rusher. However, this is a very uninspiring response to losing the ascending Golston, let alone to a division rival, after he ranked top 3 on the defense in pressures, sacks, and defensive stops in 2024. It is hard to be encouraged by Dallas' initial signings of free agency. Cowboys eyeing top available free agent to replace Jordan Lewis. NFL free agency is officially underway, and Cowboys fans are once again in the midst of a frustrating start to the offseason. Immediately after the negotiating period opened, the Cowboys lost veteran cornerback Jordan Lewis to the Jaguars. One of the longest-tenured Cowboys, Lewis had one of his best seasons in Dallas and remains one of the best nickel cornerbacks in the league. The Cowboys haven't made a significant move so far to address their needs. Considering the fact that Jerry Jones said he wasn't looking to be too aggressive in free agency this season, Cowboys fans aren't expecting a big splash. The latest report from ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, however, opened a door of hope for the fan base. Fowler said that Charvarius Ward is a name to watch for the Cowboys. The veteran cornerback, who spent the last 3 seasons with the 49ers, is arguably the best available free agent in his position now that DJ Reed is off the board. Whether Jones would be willing to break the bank for Ward is another question. Earlier in the day, Reed signed a 3-year, $48 million deal with the Detroit Lions. Considering the fact that Ward is the same age and a similar caliber of player as Reed, he would presumably warrant a deal in that ballpark. Ward missed 5 games last season and saw a decline in his stats across the board. In his last healthy season in 2023, however, he made the Pro Bowl and All-Pro second team. He was one of the most important players on one of the league's most elite defensive units. The Cowboys have Darren Bland and Trayvon Diggs on the outside and will look to fill the slot with Lewis' departure. Ward doesn't have much experience there, so Bland would presumably move back to nickel like his rookie season if Ward were to join the team. And you, fan? What do you think about Charvarius Ward's situation? Write to us in the comments.